guys, so this video is my 22 weeks pregnant video. I love the number 22, so it's like a fun week for me just because of that, I guess. But also a lot of fun stuff has been going on, so I can't wait to catch you guys up. First off, my hunger is increasing so much. Like, I knew it would increase, but I just, like, I'll eat breakfast some days and an hour later I'm ready for another meal, and I have a meal before I go to sleep, or I wake up hungry, and it's just been so crazy. I've been tired, my belly's been growing, it's all just happening right now, and it's so crazy. But it takes a lot of energy to grow a human, so I can't say I'm shocked or anything. It's just a bizarre experience to like eat this much food and be, I mean, I'm legitimately hungry. I'm not just like craving foods or anything. Like, my stomach will growl, I'll feel sick if I don't eat, all of that stuff. So I've been trying to eat meals with like lots of fats in them. I've been adding lots of chia seeds to my cereal. I've been adding hemp seeds to my oatmeal. I've been eating avocado almost every day. Things like that, just to like help me stay fuller for longer and get me nice and full and keep my blood sugar level, all of that stuff. So that's been my like recent challenge. I know it sounds weird to call it a challenge to be hungry and to eat this much, but like when you want to be healthy and you want to be putting the proper things in your body and you're hungry this often, and like convenience comes into play, cravings come into play, it can kind of be a struggle. So some of my staples have just been like any fruit that I have in the house. This week it's been grapefruit. I've been loving grapefruit. I try to get a variety of fruit every day. The baby is starting to like respond to more and more things. He gets excited a lot of times when I eat. Like, I'll start eating and he'll start moving and stuff, especially breakfast. He loves breakfast, and he loves when I eat cereal. He just like gets really excited for those things and starts moving around, and it makes me really happy. He also likes to, I call it jumping on the bed. He likes to jump on the bed because I will be laying on my side and like I'll wake up on my side, and when I start waking up and like moving around some and all of that, I kept on feeling him, like I felt his feet on my stomach where the bed was, and I mean, it would just feel like he was like stomping and jumping on the bed, and it was so fun. He did that pretty much most of week 22, and he's like starting to not do that specifically as much. He's still moving around, but he hasn't been jumping on the bed every day. But I mean, he went probably like 4 or 5 days where that's every morning he wanted to jump on the bed. It was so cute. And then the other thing that he gets excited for is bath time. Every time I get in the bath, he gets excited and starts moving around. I actually stayed in longer the other day because he just seemed like he was playing and having a good time. So I was like, whatever, baby, I'll hang out in here and you can just play away. I'm just feeling him more often. I'm feeling bigger movements. I'm starting to kind of be able to tell like when it's his hands versus his feet, just on how big whatever is hitting me is. He's just been doing so much more. Well, I don't know that he's doing more, but I'm feeling it more, and I love it. I love feeling him. I don't care if it's when I'm going to sleep or if it's when I'm, you know, trying to focus. I don't care. I want him to move. I like him moving. It makes me really happy. So he likes to move around. Still at bedtime and bath time, but I've been feeling him more like during the day and stuff, which has been so fun. The other thing that he responds to really well is most times when George starts talking to my belly, or starts talking like when he's close to me or close to my belly, the baby will start like moving, like rolling or kicking, and that's super, super cute. He loves his daddy already, which is just so sweet. I love his daddy, so I'm glad he's hopping on the bandwagon. The other thing I've noticed is I kind of feel like I can tell when he's doing happy movements or just moving, or unhappy movements. I don't know if that's crazy or not, but I don't care because it's my mom instincts and that's how I feel. And I felt like he did not like when I was getting out of bed quickly. So like if I would kind of like, because I'm having more trouble getting up, so I was kind of like swinging myself up out of bed, or like getting up more abruptly. and I don't think he likes that because like it kind of felt like he was like falling or flopping in there whenever I would do that, or he would just like make this movement that made me think that he didn't like that. And it was so funny because when I was reading my updates on my app for that week, for week 22, it mentioned that he has more of a sense of like balance and stuff now, and like his inner ear is developing, so he can kind of have more awareness, like spatial awareness. And so I'm wondering if it was like flipping him over and making him upset. So I've been getting up a lot slower just in case, even if I am being crazy or in case it is, you know, bothering him. Either way, I'm just gonna get up more slowly because I feel like that's what my baby wants, so that's what my baby's gonna get. I'm getting up slowly. So I also, like probably mid week 22, I woke George up because, and he didn't wake up because he was knocked out, but I tried to wake him up because I was laying in bed and I knew what it was, but it was still alarming how big he was kicking me. Like it was like, I mean, it felt like he was really kicking me. And then I looked at my stomach, so I'm like, surely I'll be able to see this. And I looked and I could see, it was subtle, but I could see like a little bounce when he would kick certain places on my stomach. It was crazy. And I know that that's gonna get more intense and crazier, and like I'm gonna be able to see his little footprint and all of that's crazy. But like that was the first time I experienced that level of motion from him, and it was just, it was so cool. I was so excited. I felt like he was so strong and doing so good in there, and it was just like the coolest thing ever. He hasn't done that a bunch more, but every once in a while he'll give me one of those really good big kicks. So it is at the point in this video where we have to talk about my nipples. Let me tell you, I guess where everything's growing again, my nipples are included. I don't know, the areolas have gotten bigger, the actual nipple itself has gotten bigger, and I had noticed that they were really dry, and I had been moisturizing them, but they were like super dry, like almost like cracking and just peeling. I mean, just really dry skin. And so I really moisturized them. Lotion, I put Vaseline on them. I'm actually still putting Vaseline on my nipples every single night in addition to my lotion or body oil, just to try to help seal in that moisture and keep them from getting like that again. But they were just like chapped and irritated. And then I guess after they had been that dry and then I moisturized that much, they started peeling. And so I noticed like after I bathed, you know, like in the shower, if you're, I don't know how to describe this. I guess if you have a scab, I know it's a gross way to describe it, but how it like gets soft and like wants to peel off. Well, my skin on my nipples looked like that. Like it was kind of like white, sludgy skin. And so that grossed me out, and I was like exfoliating them. So I like exfoliated them pretty gently, but also pretty thoroughly, and I think I did too much because I could see like, okay, so my nipples have gotten kind of like more of a brown tone than pink. Like they've always been kind of like, this is so too much information for YouTube, but it's pertinent. It's fine. They've always been like a pinkish brown, like, well, a brownish pink, more pink than brown. But now they're getting more of like a browner tone to them. They're supposedly getting darker so like the baby can see like the contrast and get to the boobie and get its milk. So that's going on, I guess. But I could tell like in between like the cracks of my nipples where they were expanding, I could see like how pink that new skin was and like how raw it was. It looked painful, it felt painful. They would just burn constantly. Oh my goodness, it was quite the experience. And then I even had like a little bit of scabbing, like actual blood in my nipples for like 2 days, but I could tell it was just from the cracking. Like I didn't think it was like coming out of my nipple, it was just where that skin had gotten so irritated. So that was a mess, but luckily it's cleared up. I'm doing good now. That was probably like a 3-day saga of that happening. So I'm really glad that's feeling better. The very end of week 22, I started feeling like more pain in my belly, so my belly is hurting more, and it's like really low pain, and then like all the way up the sides. I tried to throw a tomato of all things over my back fence because it was rotten, and I don't know, that seemed like fun to me to throw it back there, and there's no one back there. I'm not like throwing it into someone else's yard or anything. So I like tried to throw it over the fence, and I'm telling you, it felt like I had like ripped the entire right side of my abdomen. It hurt. Like, I don't know what is going on. So, well, I do know what's going on. My stomach is expanding to grow a child. My feet and ankles, especially my ankles, have been swelling really easily. I have like a ring from my sock for a solid 2 or 3 hours after work, after I get my shoes off. And then other than that, the only other thing is that my belly button is getting more shallow. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my belly for 22 weeks, and then I'll kind of fill you in on like the changes in my belly button while we're doing that. So here's my belly for 22 weeks. It's getting nice and round. I'm trying to pull my sweatshirt out of the way. Just gonna tuck it into my bra and get this belly out. Woo! Look at that tummy. Look at that. So that is the belly for 22 weeks. I'm trying to like get to where you all can see it. I don't know if you all can see the line I'm getting. I'm getting that dark line from my belly button. And then I've always had a super deep belly button. And you all can still tell, like, it's definitely an innie. Like, there's no doubt about it. That's my scar from my surgeries. Anyway, so it's still in by all means, but I have a really deep belly button. Like, I've always had kind of an oddly deep belly button. It's almost like an ongoing joke in my family and stuff that my belly button's so deep. But I've noticed it's getting more shallow. The shape is changing, so that's crazy to like see that happening. So I am so curious. I'm gonna like take a poll in my family of whether my belly button will just kind of get even and like be flat, or if it will turn into an outie. I think it's just gonna get even. I don't think it'll go full on outie. We will see. So if you want to vote on that, feel free. I'll have to let you know what the polls say, but that is the update on my belly at 22 weeks, and my baby at 22 weeks, and me at 22 weeks. That's the update. Thank you guys so much for watching and keeping up with my pregnancy with me. I am so excited to keep sharing all of these new things with you guys, and I can't wait for us to meet my little baby in May. So I'll see you guys next time.